Mike Rosenstreich joins us once again from the press studio to discuss the latest on Hexagon Resources. And Mike, in particular, we did notice you released your quarterly results last week. Would you take us through the key outcomes?
Sure. Hi, Danielle, and thanks. The December quarter of last year was another busy quarter, and I think the key milestones in terms of dividing it into our upstream and our downstream graphite business plans. In the upstream, where we have the joint venture with Mineral Resources, we completed a really busy drill program, nearly 11,000 metres of drilling, and we verified some of the exploration targets that we have that underpin our mineral resource there in terms of project life. And I think the other key milestone in terms of our downstream business was to be able to verify, this time at a pilot scale or a 20 kilogram sample scale, that again we can achieve this magical 99.999% purity of graphite, which takes our whole marketing strategy into another market universe, if you like, in terms of a very elite product range. And just to underpin that downstream business, we also announced the engagement of GR Engineering, based here in Perth, to run a scoping study for us on that downstream business. I think those are the milestones for the quarter and really underpin what's been another really busy period for Hexagon.
Well, it does seem like the quarter to come will again be a very busy one, lots of news flows. Will you talk to us about what's happening in that near term?
Yeah, look, we all got an early start to the year. I think, again, if we look at it in terms of the upstream and the downstream, and the upstream having finished that big drill program, we're now awaiting the last of the assay results that go into the drill summary. And also those drill results will then feed into an updated mineral resource estimate for the project. And that should be, being reported imminently. It's being driven by Mineral Resources. Not forgetting that the other key thing for the upstream business is that the core objective of that drilling program was to actually secure drill core samples to undertake piloting for our flotation test work. That piloting gets us to finalise our process design criteria and also generates concentrate sample for both marketing and further downstream test work. So really looking forward to being able to share those results with our investors and interested parties. With respect to the downstream business, we have the scoping study that's due for completion at the end of this coming quarter. And I'm really looking forward to being able to share that, because for the last year or so, we've been releasing one detailed technical report after another, 5 nines or chemical properties here. And I think people really struggle. Well, that's all very interesting and it's very technical and scientific, but what does it mean in terms of the business? And the objective of the scoping study for the first time is to present all of those technical reports in the context of the business case in terms of operating costs, revenues, and things like that. So that'll be a great outcome when we release that scoping study report.
And what about downstream? From the downstream in the market, any progress with offtakes for the McIntosh Graphite project?
Offtakes, the holy grail. That's what everyone asks me about all the time. Look, I don't necessarily share that it is the holy grail for a company in our position, but I do appreciate that for industrial minerals, it's an important aspect. We take the approach of our marketing or our offtake as a steady approach, rather than just try and make a splashy headline. And what I mean by steady is that we've done a lot of these scientific studies, as I was referring to earlier, and we really, before we go marketing something full scale, we really need to make sure that we understand what the technical attributes of what we're selling are. In other words, we understand the full spectrum of value drivers for that material. So look, we are engaged with a whole range of end party users, whether or not that's for battery materials or this quite exciting electrode space that we're looking to fill, or for large flake materials. We're engaged across the spectrum, and I'm sure that we will have updates in terms of offtakes and collaborations coming out systematically through the course of this year.
Mike Rosenstreich, thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.